gator up here. I'm hoping it's warmed up enough, and if that wind's not blowing down this bayou, we're gonna do a lot better. See how it's not that windy right here?
Yeah, it's definitely warmer.
Look right out here in front of us. We don't want to make any sudden movements right now because they're real skittish.
See it, babe? No. Right there in the water. See it right there. See it behind you.
Oh, it's in here. It's awesome.
These guys.
Coming up, sorry.
Straight at us.
Who would have thought you could call an alligator like a dog, huh? Pretty cool. Oh.
Feed him.
Much better trip than the last.
There's more. There was over there. Oh, it's high. Wow.
It's all right, buddy.
That is tight.
He's having a hard time digesting right now. See that rigid area along his back? Those are called scutes. What those scutes do, first of all, they warm the alligator, being they're cold-blooded animals. But it also enables them to digest their food. If they don't get in the sun to heat their backs after they eat, they'll become sick and die. The sunlight is very, very important to an alligator, as is all reptiles, but especially crocodilians. And what I mean by that, this fella here, he doesn't have molars like we do to grind his food up small. What they'll do is chomp their prey once or twice to kill it, then they swallow it whole, just like snakes. Well, in order for them to digest and break down, by heating his back, releases a fluid in their stomachs called D3, which will just dissolve and break down their food for them. This one's about 5 feet. From their eyes to their nose in inches is what they are in feet, give or take an inch or two. They grow a foot a year for the first 6 years. After that, they slow down to about an inch a year. Male alligators max out at 16, 17, 18 feet and normally live 75, 85, 95 years. Whereas a female alligator, a little different. They normally max out at 8 or 9, in very rare cases, 10 feet. And they usually live half, 45, 50 years. don't know why that is. It's kind of strange. Usually it's the other way around, or at least with us. Quick. These animals are extremely quick. They can swim or run on land up to 30 miles per hour.
Wow.
But only for a very short distance. Not much longer than the length of this boat. They don't have a whole lot of stamina. They tire out very quickly. But usually by that time, it's a little late for their prey. Alligators, caimans, crocodiles have the #1 strongest jaws out of any animal in the world. Right around 2,000 pounds per square inch. To give you an idea of just how powerful that really is, a full-grown lion's jaws are around 800 to 850 pounds. So more than twice as strong as a lion's jaws. But you know, as I started to mention earlier, on that note being said, for the most part, these animals are pretty docile towards humans. A lot of people get alligators confused with crocodiles. There's 23 different species of crocodilians that live throughout the planet. They mainly fall under 3 categories: alligators, caimans, and crocodiles. Out of all of those guys, there's really only 3 of them in the world that are real aggressive towards humans. In this order: the Australian saltwater croc, the African Nile croc, and then the black caiman that lives in South America. Now, those 3, yes, can be very dangerous. You do not want to be in the water anywhere near an Australian salty. Alligators, on the other hand, it would really take special circumstances in order for them to attack a human. I mean, I won't say it's never happened before, because, well, it did. 5 years ago, we had our first attack ever in recorded history here, not in this swamp, but in this parish. Sad story. Thank goodness everything worked out. What happens in that situation? After Hurricane Katrina, half of this town of Slidell was flooded. When that water came up and that surge came in, so did the alligators. When the water fell out, a lot of these gators got trapped in these man-made retention ponds across town. That's a bad scenario. You get an 11 or 12 foot alligator that gets trapped in one of these man-made ponds in the middle of town, there's not a food source like there is out here. Especially when to supply an animal of that size. You would almost have to put yourself in that position. If they stuck us out on an island with no food, we're going to branch out and start eating things we generally wouldn't eat. Same thing with these gators, no difference. They're survivors just like we are. As far as out and out aggressive towards humans, no, I can't say that. If that was the case, I wouldn't be here driving this boat. Because I've been swimming and skiing and wakeboarding with these gators my entire life. And I'm not the only idiot. You come out here on the weekends in the summer, you're gonna, once the water drops out and all of our beaches pop up, you're gonna see people swimming out here by the thousands. Now, don't get me wrong, you back on